there was a situation you had with the Nasty Boys
Yes.
where you allegedly got jumped.
Not allegedly. He got jumped.
You got jumped. Okay.
Yeah, there's no allegedly.
Okay, so the situation happened in a bar.
Yes.
Can you talk about what happened?
Yeah, I just so long ago, man. It used to be when I talked about it, I wanted to kill somebody. I mean, I was that angry because of what they did to me, and they knew me.
Yeah.
It really made, I just couldn't believe somebody who we had worked with and been around put me in that position. And so it all started over a girl. And again, I've talked about this before about I have been raised a certain way. I came from the streets in a group home. My father showed me the way to respect life because I had no respect for it before. And so it means something to me, right? Whereas and again, it's a little bit different now in the world we live in, but I still do it, opening my wife's door every time. Without it, it's just what I do. Respecting women. You don't put your hands on them, period. Like you have no business putting your hands on a woman, period. And respecting them. Even though they don't respect you, you should never turn around as a man and do that. So I had these things, and they were instilled in me. And I saw this happen to somebody I was sitting right next to. And I forget the one that had the blonde hair, ended up walking over and grabbing her in an inappropriate way. And I told him, I said, you don't do that again. And then it got into this issue and started into fisticuffs, and the bouncer came up to me and grabbed me, kind of like Big Show did, and put me in this thing and lifted me up and kind of moved me into the hallway and said, hey, calm down. And I says, I'm going to kill that. He says, we're kicking them out because of what they did. They end up kicking them out. Well, instead of me in a calm manner, just being okay with that, I went back to the hotel where they were at, where we were staying at. And I remember kicking in the door and going in there. And I remember seeing the one blonde-haired one that did that laying on the bed, and I went after him. And that's all I remember. I don't remember anything else. And then I hear stories after that about things that they done while I was out. And I got hit with something. Don't know what it was, but I got blindsided. And that's all I remember. And then like I said, they cracked my sternum. They almost killed me, literally almost killed me. And I couldn't, for the longest time in my mind, I get guys getting in fights and being angry. I've done it. You fight, you punch somebody and knock them out or break their nose or whatever. But to the length that they went and what they were going to do, they were going to throw me over the balcony. And then somebody stopped them. I mean, that's like, who are you? Like, I guess I didn't really know them, because for them to do something like that after traveling on the road with them, being around them, because of a fisticuffs, was something that haunted me. And I thank God that I never got an opportunity to really face them other than in an airport one time, but never really caught them in a position to where I could do damage to them, because I would have put them in a bad spot. I would have hurt them very badly.
Well, yeah, they broke your sternum and your nose.
Yeah.
And they tried to throw you off the second floor.
That's what I heard. Like I said, these are hearings that were said, yes.
And I guess an older guy came in and got them to stop.
That's what yeah.
Did you ever run into him ever again?
I ran into one of them at the airport. And Billy Gunn was the one that stopped me, because it was everything. And it was years and years after. And I still had this, and Billy never saw anybody this crazy, right? Because I had this red in my eyes, like I was going to kill him. And I was literally standing there, and I'm just getting ready to just blast. I was crush him. And I remember he turned his shoulder to me like this, and he goes, if you hit me, it's a felony offense in here in the airport. And I look, and I'm just like, what? What did you just say? Like, here's this guy that was bragging to all the wrestlers, like all of them, about how he kicked my ass and how he beat me up, and it was face on face, and I just lost that fight one-on-one. And I'm standing in front of him, and he cowered, like literally cowered down. And I'm thinking to myself, and they're all standing there watching this, and I'm like, I think that's good enough. I don't think even beating you up could have done this. Like, you're all, because these are the same guys that they were like boasting to about beating me up. And now they're no longer in WWF. They're somewhere else. And we happened to be going into the same airport, and I caught him there. And I remember when because how it started was I actually was checking in, and I saw him walk by, and Billy goes, "Stop. Don't do anything." And I was so freaking mad. Well, then we walk towards our gate, and I hear this voice saying, "What's up with Shamrock, man? He seems to be freaking out. What's going on with that?" You know, just talking And I remember, like, I just, boom, and I saw him, and I remember ran, and I jumped over the chairs, and I remember grabbing, spinning around, and I said, "What?" And just as I'm just like, and Billy's over there going, "Come again," because it is. If we fight, we're going to jail, right? But I'm not thinking that, and I'm gonna kill him. I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna. And so as he starts talking, and he kind of turns and he goes, "If you hit me, it's a felony offense." And I'm like, "What?" Like, that's not what I expected. Like, I heard everything he was saying, and I'm thinking, we're going. I'm gonna destroy. Ugh. And he did that, like, in front of, like, the ones that he's saying, "Oh, I kicked his ass in a fair fight." And it's like, okay, buddy, here we are. And nothing. And I was like, and even after that, because of that anger that I had in me, I hadn't let it go, is that I was still looking for him. I still wanted to find that opportunity to be able to put him where he put me. But I was going to do it right to his face, not when I wasn't looking.
I mean, would it be a felony if it's just a regular one-on-one fight?
Well, I think in an airport it's different.
Yeah.
It's, if you hit somebody there, I think it's a little more severe.
Okay, so basically, if the act endangers the safety of the airport,
Oh, it would. It would have.
you could potentially get up to 20 years.
It would, because if you're, and again, this is how usually in an airport, if there's people around and you're fighting, you're endangering them.
Yeah. So, seems like
But
what he said
that's
was right.
not why trust me, that's not why he did it. He had no clue what the law was. He was scared shitless, man.
I bet.
There's no doubt. But again, like I said, all of that, it's nonsense now, man. Even though I talk something, you can see me go, but that was so far along, man. That's just, it's gone. Like, I have no issue. No, if I saw those guys, I don't have that anymore. I don't have that anger to want to hurt them anymore, because I know who I am and I know what happened.
Would you be interested in actually talking to them at some point and seeing if y'all could just...
I've got nothing to say to them, because unless it was going to be truthful, if they were going to be truthful about it, then I would have a thing. But
I mean, they could just say, "Listen, there was two of us. We jumped you. We hit you."
Well, no,
with
I don't think that. Maybe I don't know. I heard that the other one got up and joined in, but I don't know that for sure. But I do know I got hit from behind. I do know whoever hit me, which I know who it was. I didn't see it.